सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Once upon a time, a lion became hungry and he said to the fox, "Bring me something to eat, or else, O fox, I am going to eat you up." Now, the fox went to a donkey and said, "Dear donkey, the lion wants to make you the king. Come with me." When the lion saw the donkey, it attacked the donkey, cutting off its ears. But somehow the donkey managed to escape. Now, the donkey said to the fox, "You cunning fox, you tricked me. The lion tried to kill me." The fox said, "Don't be silly. He only removed your ears to place the crown on your head. Let's go back." It made sense to the donkey, so it went back. Again, the lion attacked the donkey, this time cutting off its tail. Somehow the donkey escaped again. When the fox came again to eat, the donkey told the fox, "You cunning fox, you were lying. The lion cut off my tail." Again the fox said, "No, he only removed your tail so that you can sit comfortably on the throne. Come back with me and become the king." The fox convinced the donkey to return again. This time, the lion caught the donkey and killed it. Now, the lion said to the fox, "Well done, fox, for bringing back the donkey. Now go, skin it for me and bring me its brain, lungs, liver, and heart." Now the fox skinned the donkey and it ate the donkey's brains, but brought back its lungs, livers, and heart to the lion. The lion became angry and asked, "Where is its brain?" The fox replied, "O king of the jungle, the donkey had no brains. If it had brains, it would have not returned back to you when you have cut off its ears and tail." The lion said, "That's very true." Now, like that, most of us, we come to so many conclusions like that donkey and get into trouble. But nothing to worry. One saving factor is the jellyfish which lives in the ocean. The jellyfish has survived for 50 million years without brains, it seems. So if that can survive, why not we? Now, so in this fashion, we come to conclusion many times. And what are the conclusion? Let me take you through. One of the conclusion, why go to temple and why go to satsangs? If you are spiritually alive, you are going to love this story. Once, a person who used to go to satsang regularly and the temple, he wrote a letter to the editor of the newspaper and complained that it made no sense to go to the satsang or temple at least once a week. He wrote, "I have gone for 30 years now, and in that time I have heard about 3,000 satsangs. But for the life of me, I can't remember a single one of them. So I think I'm wasting my time. The preachers and the priests are wasting their time by preaching to us about the Almighty. So this letter created a controversy in the letters to the editor's column. Much to the delight of the editor, it went on for weeks until someone wrote the clincher, a wonderful letter. What was that? He wrote that he was married for 30 years now. In that time, he told, his wife had cooked some 32,000 meals. But for the life of me, that writer is telling he cannot recall the entire menu for a single one of those meals. So can he blame the wife? Can he give up eating food? Can he give up his wife and divorce her and go away? No. Not single one of the meal do I remember, but that person wrote, I do know this. They all nourished me and gave me the strength I needed to do my work. If that wife had not given him those meals, he would be physically dead by now. Likewise, if I had not gone to the temple or the satsangs for spiritual nourishment, I would have been spiritually dead by now. This is what is going on in the temples and praying to God. It does to us. It keeps us spiritually alive. When you are down to nothing, God is up to something. Faith sees the invisible. Now, once in the question and answer session, Most Revered Gautamanandaji Maharaj was asked, why so big temples? Why so big ashrams? What is the necessity? You could have built some schools and temples and so many other things, orphanages. Why so big temples? To which Most Revered Gautamanandaji Maharaj answered, if these big temples and ashramas would not exist, then you were supposed to build many, many mental asylums in these places. So because people are coming to the satsangs, to the temples and getting that peace of mind and spiritually enriched, most of them have not visited the mental asylum. So that is what Most Revered Gautamanandaji Maharaj told that person who asked the question. Now, once our ideal Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when he attended a congregation, that is something like Sankirtan or Satsang, where people were singing the glory of God, singing the bhajans and they were dancing. And after the congregation, after the Satsang, he took the dust of the place where the devotees stood and took the dust and put on his forehead or his head. When the devotees objected to this action of Sri Ramakrishna telling that you are God, you are self, you are avatar, you are self, should you take the dust of the feet of the devotees and put on your head? To which Sri Ramakrishna replied, no. Wherever there is a congregation, Sankirtan, wherever devotees join together and sing the glories of whichever god or goddess, that particular god or goddess, suppose you sing Ganesha's song. Now, we sang, the first song was Ganesha's song. With devotion, when all of you sing together, then Ganesha will come, will be present in that place to hear his glorification by the devotees. So, wherever this congregation is, I take the dust of the feet because I see the Lord coming there to hear his glorification. So I took the foot dust of God who came there. That was the reply. So wherever, if you have this faith, if you have this feeling in your heart, whenever you come to satsang, whenever you come to any congregation and sing and glorify the name of the God, the name of the Lord, then know for certain God will come there. He will be existing there in more. Then you may ask the question, is not God present everywhere? Is he present only in the temple or in the congregation where we sing? Yes, again, we can take the help of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna tells, yes, God is everywhere. There is no place where God is not. Let me take you through one fine humor. You know, in olden days, there was the bicycle. Nowadays, you see very rarely the bicycle. In olden days in India, even now in India, they have lot of bicycles moving about in the village or wherever in the cities and the towns. So in the night time, it was compulsory because it would be dark to have a headlight and a small dynamo which would be connected to the wheel. So whenever it becomes dark, they used to connect that dynamo, small dynamo, to the wheel. And when the wheel is moving, the dynamo will be moving and it will produce this light. The headlight will be on. That was the custom. So you should compulsorily have when you are driving the bicycle in the evening or in the night. The policeman would catch them if they don't have the headlight and fine them. So once a person was moving on the bicycle without this headlight, the police caught him. It was dark, it was night. Then he told, now you have to pay the fine. Why, sir? I'm traveling, I have not done any mistake. No, you don't have the headlight. But there are the street lights everywhere. There is a lot of light everywhere. When there is so much of light, what is the need of my headlight? Then the policeman took away the valve of both the tires of his bicycle. So all the air went out of the tire. He told, when the air is everywhere in the atmosphere, why do you need it in the tires? Now you can go. So likewise, God is everywhere. But for your purpose, if you need God, then his manifestation is more in the temples, in the satsangs, in the images, in the sacred places, in the pilgrimages. Just again, this word is told by Ramakrishna, the manifestation of God is more in such sacred places. He gives also the example that Sri Ramakrishna tells, just like the cow. You see, cow has milk everywhere in its veins and other places in the body, the whole of the body, in the blood, it has the milk. But can you get milk from any part? If you go to the horns of the cow, can you get milk? Or the ears or the nose or the mouth? No. You have to go to the udder of the cow to get the milk. Otherwise, you can't get it. Likewise, milk is present everywhere in the cow. God is present everywhere. There is no place where God doesn't exist. But to get his manifestation in concentrated form, in focused form, that's why it's called murti. Murti means concentrated form of God. The image, it is condensed there. So we have to go to the temple, we have to go to the satsang. That is what Sri Ramakrishna used to tell. Now, in the complete works of Swami Vivekananda tells, why not worship God anywhere and everywhere? Even if he did not know the reason, man found that the place where people worshipped God, that became full of good tanmatras. What is this tanmatra? Subtle material. So that subtle material called tanmatras will become more. It becomes full of good tanmatra in that place. Suppose in your house, you have a separate shrine. You always think of God. You light agarbattis, you do the worship, you do the chanting. There, it will be that tanmatras, that sattvic tanmatras will be created, and that room will be vibrating, pulsating with that God vibration. The moment you enter that place, you will be caught into that vibration, and your mind will automatically go up. Suppose you go to the library, then immediately your mind becomes calm and you will become very silent. You will not become too boisterous or noisy, or you don't talk. You feel like reading something. Likewise, the tanmatras, that sattvic material, which is left by so many devotees, so many sages, so many saints who come to that place, that makes that area with that full of beautiful sattvic, good tanmatras. Vivekananda continues, every day people go there, and the more they go to the holy, the holier they get, and the holier that place becomes. If any man who has not much sattva or good nature in him, if he goes to the temple or the satsang, what happens? Here, that place will influence him and arouse his sattvic quality. Even if he's a bad guy, even if he has bad nature, if he goes into that place, that particular place where people congregate, or in the temple or in the satsang, then even if he's a wicked person, if he's a bad person, that good nature, that sattva will be roused in him. That is the advantage of going to the satsang. That is the advantage of going to the temples, which will be very easy for you to concentrate on God and think of good things and make your quality, that your character into good character. So Vivekananda is telling, if any man who has not much sattva in him go to that place, the place will influence him and arouse his sattvic quality. Here, therefore, is the significance. All temples, all satsangs and all holy places, but cautions Vivekananda, which everybody should remember. We are doing that mistake. We come to the temple, chit-chat, bring about all the worldly things and talk while we are working for the Lord. The whole worldly matter of everybody running here and there, everything they will come, and you will be vitiating the atmosphere. Instead of giving sattvic quality, you will be giving in your wrong worldly tanmatras into that place. So Vivekananda warns. What is that warning? The difficulty with man is he forgets the original meaning. The significance of all the temples and holy places is that you have to think of the holy vibration, but you must remember that their holiness depends on holy people congregating there. The difficulty with human being is that he forgets the original meaning and puts the cart before the horse. It was men, that is human beings, who made these places holy. And then the effect became the cause and made men holy. See, wonderful connection. It is the men who come there, the saints, the great people, the devotees, who makes that place holy, and wicked people or sinners coming there, that will make them holy. But if we forget that, if the wicked only were to go to that place, if all the good people, forgetting that idea, start chatting worldly things, thinking worldly and other bad things, then what happens? If the wicked only were to go to that place, it would become as bad as any other place. It is not the building, but the people that make the temple or the church or the congregation or the satsang. And that is what we always forget. That is why sages and holy people, holy persons who have much of this sattva quality can send it out and exert a tremendous influence day and night in around their surroundings. A man may become so pure that his purity will become tangible. Whosoever comes in contact with him becomes pure. So, you should also know the meaning of Satsanga. You think Satsanga means coming and singing some bhajans and then taking some prasad and going away. No. Sat means good. Sangha means company. Company of the good people. That is the literal meaning of Satsanga. So when people of good quality, good nature come here, sit here, think of God, read about God, meditate on God, then you leave the tanmatras, you will add to the already good existing, the great soul like Swami Nishchalanandaji Maharaj, Swami, Shivapadanandaji Maharaj, with great difficulty, they have sacrificed their heart, blood, and sweat and built this wonderful institution. And if we don't make use of this properly, then we are vitiating the atmosphere by our worldly outlook. So, with these ideas, I will take you through one or two things of Thakur, that is Master, and end my talk. What is that? Sri Ramakrishna has gone to Brahma Samaj. There, they would not allow the worship of God with form. It was only formless. So Ramakrishna, as soon as Master entered the worship hall, he bowed low before the dais. Having taken his seat, he said to M. Mahendranath Gupta, the recorder of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and also other devotees, Narendra, that is, would be Swami Vivekananda, Narendra once asked me, what good is there in bowing before the Brahma Samaj temple? To which Ramakrishna is now replying, the sight of the temple recalls to my mind God alone. Then God consciousness is kindled in my mind. God is present where people talk about Him. God will be present where people talk about Him. So note that word, God will be present. So God is watching, God is here. He'll be watching you, your thought, your behavior, you're doing everything. Don't think that the Lord is not present here. Don't think that there's a marble image sitting here. No, He's present here. He's watching our thought. So, Master is telling, God is present where people talk about Him. One feels there the presence of all the holy places, places of worship, recall God alone to my mind. Once a devotee was overwhelmed with ecstasy at the sight of Babla tree. The idea flashed in his mind that the handle of the axe used in the garden of the temple of Radhakanta was made from the wood of the Babla. See? The axe, the handle of the axe was made with the Babla tree, wood. Now, somewhere in the forest or somewhere moving about, he saw a Babla tree. And now his mind was reminded of Radhakanta. Why? That axe with the Babla tree was used in the garden of Radhakanta temple. See, even such a faraway thing can remind Radhakanta, the Lord. If that is the case, then what about the places of worship, the temple, the satsang, everything? So once a devotee who was overwhelmed with ecstasy at the sight of Babla tree, the idea flashed in his mind that the handle of the axe used in the garden of the temple of Radhakanta was made from the wood of Babla. Another devotee had such devotion for his guru that he would be overwhelmed with divine feelings at the sight of his guru's neighbors. Even if he could see the neighbors of his guru, that would overwhelm with the devotion because he would remember his guru. Krishna's consciousness would be kindled in Mother Radha, in her mind, at the sight of the dark cloud, rainy cloud, because it was like the color of the body of Sri Krishna. The moment she would see the dark cloud, it would remind her of Lord Krishna. And also, the blue dress would remind her of Krishna. Or a painting of Krishna. She would become restless and cry like a mad person, Krishna, where art thou? So now, all of us had got some inkling of what is the sacredness of temple, of congregation, of satsang, what is the use of satsang, how are we benefited. So let us not act like that foolish donkey which didn't have brain, or ask some silly question like that person who told, I have been coming to satsang for 30 years and nothing has happened. No. Just like the wife is cooking you food for 30 years, then you should not ask the question, what is the use of it? You are leaving only because of that. And again, remember, if there would be no satsang, no temples, as Revered Swatmaramanandaji Maharaj told to that person, then there should have been many mental asylums. So because of this congregation, because of this satsang, our children, our people, everybody are benefited immensely, and it is keeping us spiritually nourished. So bring other people, bring children, and let them get the benefit of this wonderful congregation, satsang. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishnar Pranamastu.